Day 1. So, what happened? We fell asleep on a bus and there's now a new transformation mixed with a picture of Jesus and what? Bright daylight struck my eyes. Even the UI of the game changed all of a sudden. Hey, it's Mikasa. Excuse me. At first, I didn't pay attention as I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. Simon. Oh, so this is someone. Damn! Looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. Oh, that's me. So my name is Simon? Damn! I guess that's my voice. Nah, that's good. Damn, looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. But there were no doors. I looked around the bus and realized that it wasn't a good old worn out Marco Polo. Instead, the bus was a luxurious model and new. I was frozen in shock. How? Why the tilde? What? When? Where? How? Am I dead? Again, why with the tilde? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. Sweet, rules don't apply, take off clothes, woo, and what? Thunk. I touched my body wildly and inappropriately, slapped myself in the face a few times because I like it that way. Struck the back of my front chair with my forehead. It's clear, either I am still alive or being dead you can still feel pain. But how could this happen? Maybe I was asleep for too long and ended up in the bus depot? And then what? Did they put me in another bus? They sold you into slavery? I rushed out and took a look around. Greenery wherever I looked. Tall grass on the roadside. Flowers. Summer. But how? Rumpelstiltskin is your name. It was winter just a moment ago, and I just dropped my drink. I had a terrible headache. Sorry, still fixing things. Go next one. How do I click? There we go. Oh. Somewhere how I had a terrible headache. My head was about to explode. Okay, sorry, I thought I missed something there. I have a button here on my mouse that like rapid clicks. So, step by step, I started to recall. Recall what? Abducted by aliens, taken to the past, found at a wormhole. You get to be 17 again. Beautiful, quite beautiful. A long road running towards the horizon. Forests, plains, fields, lakes, and forest again. I think I was sleeping, but how can I remember all of it? And then, a gap. You need to mind the gap. Some girls leaning over me. She softly whispers something in my ear. I'm in room 206. What? The gap again. You don't call your girlfriend the gap. Oh, sorry. And then I woke up here. Who is that strange girl? Or was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and calmed me down a little. I felt warmth all over me. Wasn't that just you're coming from the inside? I about to say, isn't that just from standing outside in the sun? Could it be her who brought me here? She drugged you and... Anyways, nope. Then I need to find her. And the best way to look for her is to get away from here. I rushed to the left. And a step to the right. Now put your hands on your hip. And what? Then stop hesitating where to go. And finally ran in the direction where the bus probably came from. Ellipses. Ellipses again. Physical exertion does refresh one's mind. Exercise. I can read. Thoughts became clearer, and it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Now, in my case, however, I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing and trying to ease my sore, throbbing throat by gulping hot air. In any case, the run did its work. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. Though, after recalling my self-alarm, I immediately reject the idea. I am neither dreaming nor dead, I said out loud. A narrow road was running through the fields, and far into the distance, the exact road from my dream. I must be very far away from home. And it's not that it was winter yesterday and it's completely summer now. It's about the environment. Of course, summer is usually like that, green and hot, but everything is not just like in real life. What? Everything looks like it was taken out of a painting from a Russian landscaper in the XIXI century. What's that? 2019? 19th century. The grass is just too lush. The bushes are not like what bushes should be. They are so thick that you can see anything through them. Like treetops, honestly. The whole thing kind of looked like an oil painting. Then I realized my hand was drawn in and none of this is real. I was all just a fiction in a dating sim. Sorry. And the trees themselves. The forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had clothed their even ranks and were now just waiting for an order to advance onto the field and plains. To take back what was rightfully theirs from the evil bushes. What? I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. Wow, you ran that far? That was a good run. Fear took over me once again. And those power lines. They must be people here. But what does it mean? The bus would suggest that there's people here. Also, just to let you know. In fact, that means nothing at all. Even hell can have power lines. Actually, they supply their own power with the heat they get. They just boil water and then it... Anyways. Baking and roasting sinners is too old-fashioned. I must have reached a point of no return after which you should either lose your mind completely or fully try to understand what is going on. And while I still have the choice, I should rather pick the second option. I slowly headed back towards the bus. Of course, it was frightening. But I'm not likely to find the answer in the fields or the woods. And this wrecked bucket of screws is the only kind of link that I have with the real world. Miami. Real world. Sorry. Don't know why Real World Miami is the one I defaulted to. Look familiar? I should carefully scout the area out. Scofa means all wet. The brick wall and its gates crowded the all wet sign, statues of pioneers at the side, and the road nearly showed nearby showing the bus route 410. Scofa means all wet. All wet. Is that the name of the city? The trip's taking a bit too long today, I say out loud. I smirked. A person may start acting inadequately in extreme situations. Erratically. Let me get up close to the mic and talk to you personally. Maybe I shouldn't drink so much while playing games. Then what's the fun in that? Sorry, I'm adjusting the pop screen there. Something like is probably happening to me. Something like this is happening to me now. This place doesn't look abandoned at all. No rust on the gates. No damage to the walls. Savninok. That word. What could that name have mean? It just told me up there it means all's what. Judging by the pioneer statues, it could be a kid's summer camp. At this camp, and this camp seems to be working. Of course, the simple explanation, logically, explains nothing at all. Not a sausage. That strange girl, that altered bus, Summer, the pioneer camp. Thousands of theories went through my mind instantly, from alien abductions to lethargic sleep, from hallucination to time and space shift. None was worse than the other, but there was really no way to pick a single one. Much like the options in the dating sim. Hint, hint. Then it all came to me. I can try making a phone call. I took up my cell phone and dialed the... You still have your cell phone? How the hell do you still have your cell phone? Look, people of the past. It's called technology. I mean, if I went back to the 90s... Oh, no, wait a minute. I was born in the 90s. I mean, if I went back to the aughts, us kids called it, and showed them my hip new phone. Actually, when did touch phones come out? I didn't get mine till like '02 or so. Anyways, sorry. Contacts list. Oh, yeah. But instead of a signal strength bar, the screen was showing a thick cross. All right. There may be no signals in such a backward country place, though I cannot be the only one who got here. Besides, buses don't go on their own. Except in the future. Anyways, I checked the bus from all sides to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. Bits of dirt on the bottom, some rust here and there, fade out paint, wore out tires. Nope, this is definitely a very ordinary that. Yeah, exactly the kind of bus which takes you to places beyond your understanding if you carelessly fall asleep. I gave a nervous chuckle. It came out by itself, sporadically, because it wasn't a right place or time to be laughing. But where on earth is the driver? I cautiously sat down on the curbstone beside the bus and started waiting. Ellipses passed by me. I cautiously waved at it, and it said nothing and just continued on by. My patience didn't last long, much like other things. My anxiety, got stuck there for a second, seemed to have reached a top, and I started going slightly mad. In such a situation, anyone would have probably felt something similar. Aliens and parallel universes were gone from my imagination, leaving only void and darkness. Excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm back. Is this how it all will end? How my life will end? I got drugged by a girl, she slipped me a Mickey, and it wasn't the mouse. But I wanted to do so much, so many things I had no time for. Yet, I was taken over by the idea. That was definitely the end. But why? It's not fair, surely. I'm no worse than anyone else. God, why? And I fall asleep and wake up somewhere else. Again, adjusting my pop screen. Why do I have it there? There you go. Shouldn't hear anymore. Tears were burning my eyes unbearably. I curled up into a fetus and started rolling in the grass. If you rolled in the hay, that's a bit better of a situation to be in. There we go. Sorry, again, I keep adjusting this pop screen so I can see the screen. Why? What did I do? Why me? I screamed loudly. But my outcries were only heard by speechless statues of pioneers and by the bird on the tree, which immediately flapped its wing and flipped me off. Flipped me off and then took off, having cried something of its in its own bird language, as if laughing at the idiot who dared to interrupt its after-dinner nap. At last, I was breathless with my weeping, and I just lay there, quietly sobbing from time to time. And the damn ellipses came back again, just to laugh at me. Except it didn't make any noise when it laughed. You know that weird laughing where you just see the mouth and it just sounds like... Anyways. After a while, I managed to pull myself together. Mind cleared up a bit, as if the terror and fear of death had gave me a little break. All in all, if someone wanted to kill me, what is all this for? It doesn't look like an experiment either. Then again, experiments usually don't look like experiments. They're designed to be such. If this is some crazy coincidence, then it's probably carries no threat. Anyways, for now, it seems like there is no danger. The picnic was over and I didn't get my pie. The panic was soon gone. Of course, the blood was still pounding in my head and my hands were still shaking, but at least I could think clearly now. Right. Now, there's nothing I can really change anyways. So, no matter how I think or get mad, it would only make things worse. There's no point in making guesses until I get some facts straight, right? In any case, I won't learn anything by lounging around here. This camp, I keep hitting the mic stand, sorry. This camp, if of course it is a real camp, looked like the only place where people could be. So I decided to walk there, and hardly had I reached the gate when I got shot by a sniper in the distance. The end. A girl came from behind. And then, hi, lol. You are a cute blonde girl. You got a Soviet pin there. I totally was looking at the pin and not other things. Anyways, I do have that pin somewhere. Hold on. Okay. I'm back. Wearing a pioneer uniform. Yeah, I have. It's not exactly that. Actually. Oh, I just spilled it. Dang it, I don't want to smash it. Where is it? Yeah, it almost looks exactly like that. Except, I don't know. I have something around the flame part, so I could actually point it out to you. So, like this flame bit here, I have little bits around it also. And it says... I don't know what it says. I'll take a picture of this and put it in post if I'm paying attention. I don't know where I got this. It's in my... That was my phone, not someone I'm holding hostage. Excuse me. What I was about to say is... I got this. It's in my jar. I'll get through this sentence and we'll continue with the game, damn it. Anyways, what I was about to say is it's in my jar full of European currency. And what I mean is I went to Europe before they had the euro, so it's full of liras, pounds, and other defunct currency that's no longer valid. So, anyways, weird. I knew it had. I thought it might have just been from the States, some kind of from a band or something. I didn't know it was actually like real things. Anyways, my logic didn't let me down this time. Then again, Pioneer Universe was in the 21st century. And then again, girls here are sexy. Anyways, I froze, unable to make a step. I felt much like running away. Running as far as I could from this place, far from this bus, gates, statues, and far from this blonde, bloody bird with its siesta. Talking about her or the actual bird that laughed at you? Just run, free like the wind, faster and faster, waving to the planets passing by and winking into the galaxy. Or you can wink into the bushes nearby too. That's a closer place to wink. Running, becoming a pulsar ray and turning into vestigial radiation. bestial radiation. I should know that one. Run to face the unknown rather than face this beautiful blonde buxy should be before blonde. Anyways, boobs. There we go. Let's just end it with that. Run no matter where, as long as it is far away from this place. She got closer, and I fainted. Meanwhile, the guard came closer and smiled. I could not help but notice her beauty, even though I was trembling with fear. Human instinct works despite of consciousness, and while only 5% of my brain is responsible for cognitive processing, the remaining 95% are always busy sustaining life and, in a particular, ensuring stable function of the hormonal system. He got hard, is what he's trying to say. He was aroused, if you will. He just wanted to put it in a fancy way. He has a boner, I believe, if you want to put it in layman's terms. I desperately wanted to get less complicated. You haven't met her yet. Things can get complicated. And start thinking informal quotes from encyclopedia, though my thoughts appeared one by one, being stupid, out of place, as if taken from an internal monologue of a hero of some junky softcore crime fiction book. Soft cover. Dang it, I skipped again. I'm gonna go back. A pretty I know how to say it, but I just can't. Salvatic. Like the States. The Salvatic face. Long braids, looking like 2 armfuls of fresh hay. Blue eyes in which you could drown. I use that line a lot. Drown in your blue eyes. Excuse me, I just tapped the mic again. So, hold voice. Hi. Sounds just like me. Hi, you must... I can't do a female voice. Hey, you must have just arrived. She sounded Russian. Do not reply. Reply. Yeah. I mean, yes, I did, sweet thing. Dang it, quit skipping. I didn't skip, okay. Alright then, welcome. She smiled broadly. Strange. It looked as if I just a normal girl in front of me. Bah! Why should I returned here? Why shouldn't I have returned here? The woods, the fields seemed better. But what should I do next? Try to speak to her as if she was a human? Or run away or whatever. The blood was pumping unbearably in my head. And not the one with hair on it. Hey now! Sorry. This is just... the more I drink, the more absurd and weird those innuendos are going to be. A little bit more and a little poor... a little bit more. And the poor pioneer girl would have splattered with the... Yes, my head would have popped. What? What's funny about that? The girl gazed over me. It sent shivers down my spine, and my knees started to tremble. Then nothing. Great then. Great? What about? Suddenly, I feel like letting it be, and the bus behind me, the winter yesterday of summer today, take off the itchy pullover and just believe that it all was real. That it was all meant to be, and that it all, at least, was for the better. And you must probably know? You should go to our camp leader. She'll tell you everything. Sexy adult woman. Sorry. Is it the nurse? Look. You'll go straight ahead to the square, and you see, lad. Then turn left, and then you'll see small cabins. She pointed me to the gates, as if I knew what was behind them. Well, you can go ask where Olga cabin is. Olga is a Pasamic address of a person's father's name is Russians. Anyways, Olga. You got it? Of course I didn't. And I got to go. The girl waved her hand at me and disappeared behind the gates. It seemed as if for her, I was something ordinary. And this showed with the bus and the travels and walking and sleeping were troubling only me, while here everything was just as it was supposed to be. Camp leader, pioneer uniform, and they're making a historical reconstruction here? I hope I wouldn't find Lennon standing atop of an armored car at the square. But even that would not surprise me right now. Well, I mean, they still can do that since he's, mummified? Not mummified, what's the word? Preserved. Anyways, after standing alone for a while, I head into the camp.